Emotions. We all have them, but we don't necessarily want to feel all of them. If you'd like to explore the perfect art exercise to acknowledge and own your emotions and learn the best antidote to fear I've found, join me for this week's revisit to the 52-week Art Journal Journey. Welcome to week 3 of the 52-week Art Journal Journey. This week we're going to be dealing with emotions. Sitting down and just trying to draw a feeling is not really something I had any real experience with. I'm one of those people who I sort of raised my eyebrow at things like that. Really? You want me to draw a feeling? But it's a good skill to be able to investigate our emotions and express them both in a non-threatening way and in a way we can see. So you're going to need 2 pages side by side, which I often recommend, so you have a page for your art and a page for your journaling. We're going to divide our art page into 8 roughly equal sections. I say roughly because I know mine won't be perfect, and perfection isn't our goal. So the first thing we'll do is divide our paper in half from top to bottom. So I have divided my page vertically. It's a little bumpy because I can't draw straight lines to save my life. And then we're going to divide it in half horizontally. So we have 4 sections, and now we're going to divide horizontally again. Some of my emotions are going to look bigger than others. The first emotion we're going to draw is sadness. Watercolor paint would also be a fun medium for this project. I'm starting with my colored pencils. So the first thing you need to do is choose some colors that represent sadness to you, or you can choose one color. So we're going to be representing these different emotions with color, line, and sometimes shape. So if you're following along and doing your art with me, or you're just watching and plan to do your art later, be sure that you don't let what I'm doing have too much influence on what you decide to do or what you're doing. Your images should represent your experience of your emotions. And as I said, this is something relatively new to me too. So don't be intimidated if it feels a little weird. So for me, the lines of sadness pull downward. And the shapes are weighted toward the bottom. My colors are darker. So we want to give ourselves the opportunity to feel what we're drawing, but not so much time that we put too much thought into it. I spent a little more time on sadness than I intended to, but that's okay. I hope you have something that you're satisfied represents how you experience sadness. And so our next feeling that we're going to put next to sadness is happiness. So again, first choose your colors. For me, happiness is like a summer day. That bright, blue sky, sunny day. For me, happiness is light and warmth. My lines are bold, but not harsh. So I have sadness and I have happiness. Our next feeling is anger. For me, anger is hot. In a scorching, painful way. It can feel dangerous and harmful. There's the bright, intense heat of it. There's also the darkness. Anger is one of those emotions I find unsafe. The more pleasant emotion in this pair is calm. Like sadness and happiness, calm also contains blue for me. And I think instead of distinct lines, this box will be more color. I think I would like to add a little yellow in there too, to represent light. Unlike the burning brightness of anger, it's gentle and embracing. And it cuts through the dark of anger and sadness. I have my sadness and my happiness and my anger and my calm. Our next emotion is fear. Another one of those I would really rather ignore. Let's see, what colors? Fear can have those bright, painful, stabbing jolts of color. But it can also be dull and dark. It's unpleasant. The lines are jagged. Fear puts me in a place I would rather not be. Our emotion next to fear is curiosity. How better to overcome a situation that intimidates us is to want to know more about it, to learn about it, to examine it. So let's see, right now, curiosity also feels light to me. It can brighten or soften those feelings in my first column that can feel so dark and heavy. But let's see, curiosity can't just be yellow for light. It has to have interesting features. And like happiness, the way I feel happiness is a summer day, there's also growth, green things. Right now, flight comes to mind. Curiosity and indulging it gives our minds the chance to fly. So that's a little more representational than I thought I would go. But that's just what feels right at the moment. So far, I have my sadness and my happiness, my anger, my calm, my fear, my curiosity. So for our final pair, we're going to start with disgust. And that definitely has some green in it. Not the green of a happy summer day, not the growing green of my curiosity, but a bilious, nauseating green. You know, right now, I'm pretty much happy with the way that represents disgust to me. Jagged lines, they're unaccepting. So maybe I can add some black to that. It's another one of those dark feelings that doesn't accept but rejects. Do you ever feel disgusted at yourself? I hope not. I hope you're one of those people who doesn't ever feel disgusted by yourself. But too many of us have experiences that have sort of programmed us to react to certain things in ourselves with disgust. An antidote to that is compassion. It's something we so often fail to realize we need for ourselves. As I mentioned in the video about letting go of perfection in our art journals, we need to give ourselves and others grace. We need to act toward ourselves and others with compassion. And it can be easier to accept that we need to interact with others with compassion, especially with those who are close to us, those we care about. It's far harder to accept the need to treat ourselves with compassion and actually do so. So honestly, I'm not really sure how I want to represent compassion right now, because it's soft and yet it's strong. It wants to open its arms and embrace, and it also understands the necessity of fighting for what's right, fighting for what's good. So I think some purples right now. And also back to that yellow for light. I hope you have enjoyed taking some time to think about emotions and how they feel to you and how you would represent that feeling visually with color and line and shape. For your journal today, I want you to pick one of our pairs: sadness and happiness, anger and calm, fear and curiosity, disgust and compassion. You can write about your experience with them. You can also write about how they differ, but how they also interact or balance each other. I don't want to take too much more time up with jabbering during what can be your journal time. If you found value in this video, please like, share, and subscribe. I'll be back next week with another small art and journaling prompt. If you haven't done your drawings of emotions yet, I hope you can take the time soon, and be sure to take the time to journal about at least one pair of these emotions. What are your experiences of these emotions? And what's their relationship to each other? I'm glad you're taking the time for creative self-care, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share what I've found in art journaling with others. Whatever other messages you hear today and want to accept about yourself, carry this one. You are worthy.